Welcome to Web3 Summit 2024. It took us 5 years, but we're back. Given that we have not had this event for quite some time, I'm curious, for whom here is this the first Web3 Summit? Maybe a quick show of hands. Wow, okay, lots of new faces. For whom is it the second Web3 Summit? A couple of people. Who's been here for the third time? 3, 4, 5? Okay, nice, cool. Yeah, look, Web3 Summit is, I'm gonna sort of like say a couple of words to like what to expect in the next 3 days for the people who have not been here before. We had Web3 Summit in 2018, we had Web3 Summit in 2019, in 2020 COVID hit, and then we kind of lost track of the event, and now we're back. Yeah, Web3 Summit really is a place where we bring together a very diverse crowd of people. We have people here from all kinds of open source and free internet communities. We have people here from all kinds of blockchain communities and blockchain application verticals. We have people here more home in sort of like the communities around cryptography, but really come together under a shared vision. And it's actually 10 years now that Gav, who's also going to speak at some point in the next 3 days, so like first coined the term Web3 and laid out, I think it's in a blog post that you can still find on his personal blog. He sort of like laid out this vision for a freer, a more private, a more user-controlled internet. And this is really what brings us together for the next 3 days. There's not many rules at Web3 Summit, but there's a couple of principles that we try to adhere to. I think most of those are self-explanatory, but you won't see big sponsors or logos plastered around the walls. It's really, we're trying to create a space where we can share ideas, we can inspire, we can challenge each other, but it's really in the spirit of uniting different factions under a shared vision, not to drive us apart. Web3 Summit, more so than other events, is a kind of like choose your own adventure situation. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. So we have the node spaces. So this is if you go out here on the right and then just across the hall. Those are open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. This is a pretty dynamic space, so you can go there repeatedly, and it's going to be different stuff that's happening there. You can join a node space, you can host your own node space, expect sort of like pop-up sessions, roundtables, discussions, and so on over there. This is a new addition to Web3 Summit. We've always been sort of like enshrined in hacker culture, but for the first time, we really have a hacker space and also a hackathon. So if you go out on the right and instead of across the hall where the node space is, you just go down the hall. It's going to lead you into a maze, sort of like behind the stage. Eventually, you're going to hit like a long tunnel that will lead you into a big open space, which is the hacker space. There's a hackathon going on, organized by Web0, that's running day and night for the next 3 days. There's also a bunch of workshops back there, and it's generally a cool space, so worth checking out. We have 2 stages. We have this stage right here, Studio One, which is sort of like the main stage. Expect the kind of like big picture keynote talks on this stage, and then we have Studio 2, a slightly smaller stage where we go deeper into certain topics. And then, yeah, I really invite you to just wander around the venue. There's art installations, there's food, there's drinks, there's games. We have a beautiful outside area, which you will have seen when you came in, right at the River Spree here in Berlin. It's August in Berlin, it's summer, it's nice out. We're going to have 2 parties out there, one tonight, which is the opening party, and then a happy hour tomorrow night with live music. And then there's also, not on the slide, but there's also a bunch of side events that are sort of like community organized. If you go on the website, you'll find a tab on community events. So if you're organizing a community event or like some form of side event, you can register there. If you're interested in participating in some, you can check them out. So I know people are on rooftops and boats and in Berlin techno bunkers, so look out for those. Yeah, there are QR codes around the venue. So you can scan those, you get the latest schedule. If you have questions, there's people with crew shirts. There's also an info desk at the registration. I'm very pleased to say that we're sold out. We're at capacity. We have about 1,000 people over the coming 3 days. from all kinds of projects, lots of speakers, lots of sessions. So yeah, should be an exciting 3 days.